Hi friends, let us welcome back to our channel that is Point Out. So we started the chapter that is confronted marginalization. Okay, we have discussed last three sessions regarding confronted marginalization. Okay, so today we are going to discuss a small topic from this chapter. So it will says the critical conditions of the Dalit people. It will projects their situations at that time. Okay, at the period of 1990s. Okay, so today we are going to discuss about manual scavenging. Okay, manual scavenging. Manual scavenging. So we need to understand what does it mean. So manual scavenging is nothing but in at that period of time there were dry latrines. Okay, dry latrines. So in that they are going to clear out the excretory parts of the excrete waste material of the produced by the human beings or animals. Okay, so they are going to clean. So they are going to clean with broomsticks. They are going to clean with utensils. Okay, so they use equipment and they are going to clean with their bare hands. So from the dry latrines they are going to clear that excreta matter, whether it might be the animals or whether it might be the humans. So this is nothing but the manual scavenging. Okay, this is nothing but manual scavenging. So at the period of 1990s, so majority of the Dalits, especially women and young girls, okay, women and young girls. So they are used to work as a manual scavenging, okay. So as a manual scavenging, so to lead their life, to earn the money, so their livelihood dependent upon that manual scavenging. So according to the कर्मचारी आंदोलन कर्मचारी सफाई कर्मचारी आंदोलन okay सफाई कर्मचारी आंदोलन around 19. So this is the organization from Andhra Pradesh. Okay, Andhra Pradesh. So it's given report such that so 1 lakh people, okay, 1 lakh people from Dalit community, they are working as manual scavengers. They are leading their life. They are surviving through manual scavenging. How much? 1 lakh. 1 lakh Dalit community people. Okay, Dalit community people. So they are providing 26 lakh of private and corporate infrastructures. Okay, at that they are working. So they are working at dry latrines in the private and corporate industries. So nearly 20 lakh. So they are providing such level of service. Nearly 26 lakh. In private as well as corporate by municipalities. Okay, by municipalities. So we understood. So they are going to clean the waste matter produced by the human beings or else by the animals. So they clean with the broomstick and they are clean with utensils. Okay. So they are going to carry on their heads. Okay. They are going to carry on their heads. So because of that, because of the casualties, so they are going to face severe problems and issues in their daily life. so much of impacted on their health conditions. They are attacked with, okay, so note it down. So they are infected with skin diseases, okay. So because of either leakage or splitting, so because of that skin diseases. Next further they are faced related to eye problems, then they faced with respiratory problems, okay, eye problems related to respiratory problems, respiratory problems, and they are infected with viruses or fevers because of such work, because of such filthy work. Because of the manual scavenging, they are getting very less. So for their work, the corporates or the government paying very less money for them. Okay. So in the urban municipalities, nearly 200 per day. Okay, 200 per day they were paying, and in private places the amount is very less. Okay, compared to that, so much of less, 200 per day. So this is the problems they were faced. So in our Indian constitution, according to our Indian constitution, we have seen that Article 17, that is prohibition of untouchability. Okay, prohibition of untouchability. But after prohibition of untouchability too, so in these manual scavenging, okay, in these manual scavenging, so majority of the population from the Dalit community, so they are suffering because they didn't have any livelihood. So that is the only opportunity for them. Okay. So majority from the Dalit community, because there is no other option left for them for their survival to lead a life. So majority of the communities from the Dalit. So manual scavenging, majority are from the Dalit community, majority. So let us see with an examples. So Bangis, they are the Dalits and they are from Gujarat. Okay, they are used to work at Gujarat related to manual scavenging. Next to Pakis from Andhra Pradesh. They use it to work. Next from Tamil Nadu, Sikkalaris. So these are the Dalit communities. They are used to work in manual scavenging. Okay, na? So note it down, friends. So okay. So they are leading. Anyhow, they are leading a life. But what happened is around 1993. Around 1993. So they introduced a new law at 1993. Introduced a new law, that is manual scavenging, manual scavenging and construction of dry latrines. Construction of dry latrines. Prohibition Act. Prohibition Act. So government ordered. So through this law, they are going to eradicate manual scavenging work, that filthy work, and construction of the dry latrines. Okay, construction of dry latrines. So to avoid such conflicts and issues, it was introduced at 1993. But what happened is, so majority of the manuals, majority of the Dalit communities, they were dependent on manual scavenging. Okay, manual scavenging. They depended on manual scavengers. Manual scavenging. So they lost their livelihood. Okay, they lost their livelihood. Many Dalit community people were started retaliating against this act. They raised their voice against the state. They questioned the state. So you people were violating our fundamental rights. Okay, violating fundamental rights. So then Dalit community and so manual scavengers, nearly seven manual scavengers. Next, those who are Dalit organizations or so from the Dalit community. So they formed a group and they filed a case against this act at Supreme Court. Okay, at Supreme Court. Supreme Court. Using the law, that is Public Interest Litigation Act. So using Public Interest Litigation Act, they filed a case against this act. So they are violating the fundamental rights at Supreme Court. So because of that complaint, so court accepted the case. Okay, court accepted the case and passed judgment. Okay, and passed judgment. That is, so within the 6 months period of time, state and central. Okay, so within the 6 months of period, state and central should wanted to recognize the Dalit community, those who are working at manual scavengers at different places. Either they were working at private or corporate industries or at railways. They need to identify, and rehabilitation program should wanted to initiate. Okay, within the 6 months, they wanted to identify by the state and central and start rehabilitation. So because of the judgment of the court and the strugglings of the Dalit community, at the end 2003 December 1st, so law was introduced, that is prohibition of manual scavengers, and rehabilitation act. Okay, act at 2003 December 1st. So through this they get their fundamental right was not violated. They got the justice. So through this they lead a decent livelihood. Okay, this is all about today's class. So thank you friends.